The Promised Neverland is the best anime I've ever seen. Sorry, what I actually wrote was, The Promised Neverland is the worst anime I've ever seen. Wait, what? This makes no... Yes, it does. It makes total sense. When The Promised Neverland came out, it was the kind of anime that you'd feel good showing anyone, like, hey, check this out. What are you doing in my house? But when season 2 came out, it was much more like, hey, check this out. It's pretty normal for anime or manga to fall off. Naruto with the Great Ninja War, JJK with the Battle Against Sukuna, Sword Art Online with Sword Art Online. But if you think that the series I just mentioned fell off, your mind is about to be blown, because if they had to put an image next to the word Bumbo in Urban Dictionary, it would 100% be an image of this anime. So today, I'm gonna show you the 3 things that The Promised Neverland does better than almost any other anime, but most importantly, how it completely ruined these 3 things. But first, I need to show you what happens in the first episode because it is so good. This is Gracefield, a beautiful orphanage full of happy children who are raised by the kind and caring Isabella, or as all the children call her, Mom. And like any orphanage, kids like Connie are adopted, and those are our main characters. Emma. You can think of her as the Naruto of this series. She is strong, she is loved by everyone, and she is weirdly fast for a 12-year-old. Then we have Sasuke. Ray. Might not be as strong as Emma, but he makes up for it by being a strategy master who isn't afraid of making tough decisions. Like the decision not to have a haircut. I'm sorry, but can you even see? And finally, Norman. The one who has been blessed by the power of white hair in anime. At 12 years of age, this man is somehow smarter than pretty much every single person in this entire anime. Maybe even in any anime. Everything is going perfectly well for them. Until one day, oh no, Connie forgot her bunny. Let's get it back to her. Hey, Emma, I'm just a bit worried because this place looks pretty empty, so maybe we shouldn't go? No, I think we're okay. I mean, okay, but I don't think we're gonna find... What did I say? What did I say? You never listened to me. The dream turns into a nightmare. And instead of leaving the orphanage in the arms of parents, they now have to figure out how to escape this human farm before becoming the meal of terrifying demons. Okay, dude, the second we learn the truth, this anime goes wild. The choice of music is always perfect. Sometimes it's just calm enough to absorb you, and then sometimes it just straight up stresses you out. Story never lets you relax because every time the characters solve a problem, it's followed by an even bigger problem. Emma and Norman create a plan to escape. Bam! They discover there are tracking devices in their body. They decide to involve Ray to get some help. Bam! They discover Ray is a traitor. The children come up with a really good plan. Bam! The creepiest villain on Earth is introduced just to stop them. My personal favorite part is how this anime uses cinematography to scare the heck out of you. Check this out. Okay, so the 3 main characters are talking about their whole, plan in the forest that's around the house, and the whole situation is so freaking stressful to me because I just don't know. Is someone listening to them? Is someone not listening to them? Like, if this conversation was up close, it would feel completely normal. But this whole time we're seeing them through the bushes from so far away. My anxiety is way too high right now. I'm so old for this garbage. Like, I can't do this. But honestly, the camera angles and the cinematography are amazing. And that's genuinely something you don't get to see in many other anime. So props there. I've seen a couple of anime here and there use music or story or cinematography or whatever other thing to scare you. But I've never seen an anime that uses every freaking thing in its power to play mind games with you. Okay, chill out, wait a second. If the horror part of this anime is so amazing, then why are so many people saying this? Yeah, the truth is, season 2 did something that I have genuinely never seen in anime. Remember how the first season was trying like super hard to scare you? Yeah, you better forget about that because there's none of that here. This is the first scene of season 2. Wait, what happened? Why is this huge alien chasing me in the forest? Am I in the right anime still? What? Where the heck did that come from? Look at this dude, he's just chilling. I can't do this. Imagine watching a series where the tension, the suspense, and the horror aspect made it so satisfying just for the next season to start with this. In season 1, every tiny thing they did was so dangerous, and there was always a chance for their plan to completely fall over. What if I told you that in season 2, there is a scene that goes something like, hey look, aliens that have been trying to eat us forever. We should probably leave. But they told me they're nice aliens. Yes, but Emma, if there's one thing we know is that people are pretty good at lying, right? Emma? The first season shows how important it is to very carefully think about your problems in life so that you can find the best ways to actually solve them, which is super inspirational to me. The second season shows that if a suspiciously powerful demon tells me I can trust him, then I should absolutely trust him. Okay, so season 2 clearly ruined the horror part of this horror anime, but I kid you not when I say that it somehow ruined something even more. And before I can show you how it went downhill, you need to see how amazing it was in season 1. Okay, when you have 3 main characters, it's really important that these 3 main characters work well together because you're gonna be spending so much time with them, right? I guess it's kind of like Naruto, who's really good with people, but he's not always the smartest guy, and then Sasuke, who's really bad around people, but he is usually kind of the smartest guy, and Sakura, remember how I told you about Emma, Ray, and Norman? Well, these 3 main characters fit together like the most perfect puzzle you've ever seen. So there's this crazy scene where we actually find out that Ray has been spying on the kids for Isabella. Guys, I'm telling you, he is the Sasuke of this anime, but you need to see what happens now. Okay, so Ray is still willing to work with Norman and Emma, but as long as they leave some of the kids behind, because obviously some of them are 4, and yeah, I get it, that would be super dangerous. So I think we kind of have these 3 things happening at the same time. Emma is determined to save everyone, Ray is ready to leave almost everyone behind, and Norman is kind of trying to find a solution that works for all of them. So yeah, I mean, what more do you want for 3 main characters? That works so well. It is so cool to have main characters that work together, and I know that this might seem like the bare minimum, but is genuinely becoming something quite rare. But you know what's even cooler? When the characters are actually good. And I can tell you that the characters in this anime are good. The second adult that joins the orphanage is Crow, and for a long time, the only thing she was doing was, oh my, but she suddenly completely changed. Okay, so there's this scene where Isabella tells Crone that she got a promotion at another farm. So that's not true, and they're getting rid of her. And when I say getting rid of her, I don't really mean in the you're fired kind of way, if you know what I mean. And as she's desperately fighting for her life, we see something incredible. We see her as a child in the same situation as all the other children and how much she struggled without ever seeing the real world. And even if we saw her as this terrifying, horrible person up until now, kind of impossible not to feel bad. Okay, it's kind of crazy to think about, but the truth is, Crone has been on the farms more than 2 times as long as any of the kids. So I think that's really beautiful because it kind of goes to show that no character is as simple as, I want to destroy you, I'm the evil bad guy, bam. You know, it's much deeper than that for all of them. I've seen a lot of anime that have deep, interesting characters, and I've also seen a lot of anime that had characters that kind of work pretty well together. But I've almost never seen an anime that does both these things perfectly. Okay, dude, but the characters from season 1 are still in season 2, so how does it make sense that so many people think that the characters are trash? This is because something almost kind of unbelievable happened in season 2. What is happening with this season? If season 1 was the most perfect puzzle you've ever seen, season 2 is like you put the puzzle back into the box, put it into the trash, burned it, and yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. The point is, it's so bad because for some reason they did this. Okay, so Emma and Ray are thinking of going to a demon village. Why? I don't really know, but you know, maybe I should focus a bit more, honestly. As I was watching, I was so shocked by what was happening. I am so confused. Why is Emma doing all the planning? Like, isn't Ray meant to be the one who's like a master at strategy? Hello? Look, he's in the background, not even moving. What is happening with this season? I'm so confused, dude. What is happening? I love that season 1 shows that in life, it's easy to judge people based on what we see on the surface. But the truth is, everyone has their struggles and everyone has their challenges. Almost every character that we see in this anime is so much deeper than we think, just like the people we meet every day in real life. And I think that in a weird way, the first season teaches us to have more empathy. The second season teaches us that if you're older than 5 and you can't hunt monsters with a bow, what are you even doing? The characters absolutely destroyed the Promised Neverland season 2. But I promise you that there is one more thing that destroyed this anime somehow so much more. And before I explain where things went wrong, you need to see where things went right. You've probably noticed that the world building of the Promised Neverland is kind of, I mean, I don't know how to say it. It's amazing. I don't think I've ever watched an anime where I was just sitting there and thinking, if you do not give me more information right now, I am going to lose my mind. The second you start this series, you see the really cute farm and they're using candles and it all just seems really old school. But then bam, they use this futuristic tablet table thing that I can't even read, and then bam, there's like human eating demons that come out of nowhere. Okay, if things are this insane inside this farm, how insane are they outside the farm? And the beautiful thing about this series is that it knows exactly, and I mean exactly, how much information to give you so that you're satisfied, but you're always feeling like, give me more. So the way it works is that when the kids are ready, they're getting adopted by adults, but the reality is they're sending them to be eaten by these, demons. And in this scene, Norman tries to escape so that, it doesn't happen to him, obviously. And I can promise you that when this happened, this series did one of the meanest things I could think of. Okay, so he's climbing the wall. What's on the other side? Norman, you gotta be kidding me. I never felt confused by this anime, like, what is happening? Which, recently has been happening a lot to me because I'm a JJK fan. Hey, I'm chilling, I'm joking, okay? But instead, I was just begging the series to give me more because it was so good. So if season 1 had such incredible, exquisite, delectable world building, what happened? And I promise you that the reply to this question is, I don't think I genuinely have words to describe how bad it is, so I'm gonna show you. There are so many things in season 2 that I already think are completely the worst. But to me, the worst thing by far in this season is that it tells you everything. It just tells you everything. Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 moments where we find huge pieces of information and you need to tell me the difference. What's the biggest difference you can see? This is from season 1. And this is from season 2.
Attacking each other. That's where.
Can you see how much this character is talking? And you think this goes on for 30 seconds? No way. There are moments of this that last so long. Imagine watching a season where you had to fight for every tiniest piece of information just for the next season to feel like it's reading you a dictionary. Yeah. That's season 2, man. That is season 2. The first season is so relevant because it shows you that it's really important to stay hopeful, even in tough situations, because you learn something and then you learn something new and you learn something new and you learn again and again. And for every step you take back, do your best to take 2 steps forward. But yeah, the second season doesn't care. It just dumps all this information on you and says, hey, good luck. Promised Neverland is exceptional for 2 reasons. Because the first season is so good that if I had to recommend a first anime to any horror fan, this would be the anime. And it's also exceptional because it's a perfect example of how quickly a series can completely fall off. I know that I've been joking around a lot, but as an anime fan, stuff like that kind of makes me sad. I'm sure that so many of you can think of a series that they really loved and somehow it went completely sideways and you guys were left thinking man, this could have been really special. Promised Neverland gave me this really rare feeling I get when I see an exceptional anime or movie or whatever. This kind of tingling in your body when you discover something you really love. Kind of like what many people felt with Naruto or One Piece or JJK or Sword Art Online. And although I'm kind of upset that the second season happened, I will always recommend the first season and I'm super grateful I found it. That being said, Ray, when are you gonna cut this ugly